to everyone. Join us on an exciting journey with Explore the World Cameroon. London and Sydney go take you explore Cameroon, the heart of Africa. Experience the vibrant culture, nature, and traditions from Yaoundé market to rainforest adventures. Every page na new discovery. Join the Cameroonian food, music, and wildlife with our explorers. This book na true celebration of Cameroon spirit. Get your copy now. Available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and through your library and bookstores via Ingram's Park. Don't miss this adventure.
Finding the right real estate professional can be challenging. I'm broker Melissa Wilson. I'm knowledgeable in all aspects of the real estate process. So whether you're looking to buy new or an existing home or have a commercial need, I'm here to help.
What's going on, fam? This is Jay Cameron inviting you to join us in Ethiopia next March 2025. And this is going to be an iconic trip that you don't want to miss, a trip of a lifetime. We're going to be visiting Addis Ababa, Gondor, Lalibela. You'll have a chance to taste the amazing Ethiopian food. You'll also have a chance to visit the Rastafarian community. You'll get the history, you'll get the fashion, you have an opportunity to shop. It's going to be a trip, an experience of a lifetime. So make sure you sign up to join us in Ethiopia, March 2025.
Make sure you pick up my two books that's in Amazon right now. The first one is Passive-Aggressive Racism and the System of White Supremacy. And I talk about in that particular book how the system of white supremacy really runs and on our daily lives here in America. In our latest book, 7 Steps to Decolonize the Mind, we go through those steps to try to deprogram you from the system of white supremacy. Make sure you can pick up those books on Amazon.com.
Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
At African Diaspora News Channel, we cover stories that don't receive mainstream attention, and we serve as the voice to the global Black community. We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media, connecting the African diaspora one story at a time.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is the last week of August. That is beautiful. The last week of August. I hope your weekend went well. Mine did okay. You know, these days fly by so fast, especially when you have a whole lot going on. So tonight, you know, we're going to definitely be talking about, is what you see, you know, definitely at the bottom of the screen. Democrats are openly discriminating against American citizens with the Biden-Harris migrant crisis. It's a lot of things we need to talk about with that tonight. Let's get done with a few things first. Definitely want to thank everyone who has downloaded the African Diaspora News Channel app and the Google Play and Apple App Store. Any support you give us there goes directly to us without any middle people, anything being cut, and all of that. So we appreciate that. We're still trying to build up, you know, our app. We're trying to get to 10,000 members. We still trucking along, you know, definitely to try to get to that. That's been our goal. We can just get 10,000 members. Man, we really hit the goal we wanted to hit, and then we'll move on to the next one. So we're trucking along on that. So appreciate everyone who has been a member, even from the beginning, who has joined recently. Appreciate all of that. Also, Ethiopia trip. If you are going with us to Ethiopia, the great Ethiopia, right? The first country I've ever went to was Ethiopia in 2018, and I was invited to go to Ethiopia. It wasn't me just waking up one day and say, hey, I want to go to Ethiopia. It wasn't even on my mind. So that invite to Ethiopia and going with Ethiopian Airlines, shout out to them and all of that. They treat us very well on Ethiopian Airlines. And that just kind of changed everything for me. And that's why I came back to America, and I just kind of switched some things up, back then in 2018. Also, we're going to start doing something a little different in the beginning before we get started with our commentaries. It's a reason we're doing it. It's a strategy why we're doing it. But trust me, anything I do is a reason, right? So with that being said, let's go ahead on and start the week off right. Let's go ahead on and get our, devotional done. What better way to start our devotional off this week than with our vice president? So let's go ahead and cue her up.
We have to stay woke. Like, everybody needs to be woke. And you can talk about if you're the wokest or woker, but just stay more woke than less woke. Yeah.
And I'm wondering what the United States is going to do more specifically to set up a permanent infrastructure. And relatedly, is the United States willing to make a specific allocation for Ukrainian refugees? And for President Duda, I wanted to know if you think, and if you asked the United States to specifically accept more refugees.
Okay. A friend in need is a friend indeed.
Okay, I can first. Okay.
This is just an extraordinary testament to the importance of having a president who understands the power of diplomacy and understands the strength that rests in understanding the significance of diplomacy and strengthening alliances. This is an incredible day.
Okay, so what we're going to cook today is an Indian recipe.
Yes.
Because you are Indian.
Yes.
Okay, and I don't know that everybody knows that, but I find that wherever I go and I see Indian people at the supermarket, on the street, everyone's like, Kamala Harris is Indian, right? It's like our thing we're so excited about to have you running for president.
Yeah. I believe that we need to address, well, first of all, no, I don't think America is a racist country. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No. And as a woman, there's a balance to be struck between being tough and being a bitch. Turn that off.
That last one at the end, I'm sorry, that is kind of funny to me, what she said. I laugh at it every time I see that. It's like, oh my God, did you just really say that? I'm just kind of, okay. Well, I give her this much. She laughs a lot. That's cool. She's not walking. I mean, I've seen her with it, that resting, or not to say the word, some people say a resting type of face, when that word women would say to each other, but we say it as men, it's an issue. Okay. All right. So class is in session. And while class is in session, let me do something real quick. I want all of you, let me click this up. Where we at? No, where we at? Go up. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we also need you to go to vote.gov. Vote.gov is the place that you would go if you would like to register to vote, if you would like to update your voter registration. It doesn't matter if you choose Kamala, Trump, the couch, whatever, be registered to vote. Why should you be registered to vote? If you even chose the couch, let you be counted as one that chose the couch. No matter where you choose, just get registered to vote, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I want all of you watching to get registered to vote. You heard that, Shields? Voter registration, we need you to register too. All right, so we want to get it out of the way. And no, the government is not sponsoring me to say that, but I'm doing this for a particular reason, and I'm going to do this all the way up until the election. We're going to encourage our people here to get registered to vote. Now, those of you who can read between the lines, you know why I'm doing that. All right. So with that being said, we have a migrant crisis in this country. We did not have the migrant crisis that we have today prior to the Biden-Harris administration. I want to repeat that again. The Biden-Harris administration before he got in. Now, all the Democrat shills are cop and please. They say, well, you know, she's not the president. She got to serve at the beck and call of the president. She couldn't say nothing. She couldn't do nothing. She couldn't speak up. She couldn't do any policies contrary to him. So, you know, the way they kind of promoting her now is she was just an empty pantsuit, basically. And she was just there. Now, we know realistically, if you just know the history, I mean, Biden did put her in the basement. Nobody knew where she was at. They say, hey, where's the vice president? We don't see her. You know, you gave her a border job. We don't see her. Where is she at? For a long time, people kept saying, where is Kamala? We didn't even see her nowhere. So what it looked like to me is that because a lot of you black women, I'm talking about you black women that said you was going to basically splinter the vote, Biden chose her because of y'all, because he wanted to win the election, but he didn't want her. I really think he wanted Gretchen Whitmer. That's what I think he wanted, personally. And that would make sense because, you know, this guy used to run around with Robert Byrd, right? Former KKK member Robert Byrd. That was his mentor, remember? So because he felt y'all was going to cause him to lose the election, a lot of y'all, you know, sorority sisters out there, and those that think maybe similar to they think, so they put her, but yet he didn't give her nothing to do. Okay, so at the border, fine. I personally believe, in a way, Biden tried to set her up for political failure. Just my opinion, you know, and it's not that me liking her or defending her. I'm just calling it for what it is, for what I see it as, right? Because I really think he did not want her. Well, ever since they got in office, we've had an explosion of migrants in this country. And it's one thing for migrants to come. And once again, I'm going to say this for the people in the back. I am pro-legal immigration. Repeat that again. Pro-legal immigration. If you come here legally, do it the right way, you become you get your green card, you become a naturalized citizen, whatever. Welcome to America. Work, be merry, right? Do what you need to do. But when you come in here illegally or you're gaming the system in a way where you're trying to get resources and you have an administration supporting that and taking resources from the back pocket of American citizens who are struggling every single day, that's an issue and that's a problem. It's not xenophobia. It's just not right. Because what they try to do is say, you don't like immigrants, you're anti-immigrant, you're this and that and the third. Oh, no. If you come the right way, welcome to America. Great to have you. We love that you're here. But if you're taking resources from people and that who are paying taxes, like myself, many of you who are paying taxes, right? And you're not even the high quality immigrants, because they were talking about Trump recently. And Trump, I heard him recently say that if an immigrant comes to here, they go to college, they get their degree, you know, he'd like to extend them a green card. And that came from Trump, even though he wants the biggest deportation event in American history, according to him. He said he wanted to give them a green card. And I thought about it, I said, okay, basically he wants to go on that. They want high quality immigrants here. In other words, you want the immigrant here that's a doctor. You want the immigrant here that's a scientist. You want the immigrant here that have those kind of, you know, the astrophysicists, them kind of immigrants. You don't want the ones that's getting the Popeyes jobs. We got American citizens that can go work at Popeyes. No, you want the ones like that. So, okay, I get that. Most countries want the very high educated ones to be here, right? All right, cool. So there's been some articles y'all have shared with me from different states and different programs that's been going on. I kind of want to just go through these things that y'all have showed me. And, you know, you say they already giving excuses. Yeah. They already giving excuses. So let's go ahead on and look at and pull up the first thing we're going to look at. We're going to follow a little timeline here. So give me a second here. We're going to talk about them folks tonight, too, because y'all ain't out of it. Because some of you be, oh, yeah, I agree with you. Let's see if you agree with me tonight. So the first thing we want to talk about here is Oregon. Now, Oregon is giving $30,000 home grants, but it's through a organization though. But the reason why I say Oregon, just bear with me. But citizens are excluded. Now, they say a Latino-led housing support group give 30,000 grants to migrant buyers, but it's only for people who are not American citizens. So people in Oregon have reacted angrily about the taxpayer-funded scheme that doles out 30,000 for non-legal migrants to buy homes, but excludes U.S. citizens. Now, the Hacienda Community Development Corporation, a Latino-led group in Portland, says in a promotion that it will give the first-time home buyers up to $30,000 to get on the property ladder. Now, let's go down here and look at this. Now, it says, it's grants, you see it here, conditions, right there, only for people who are not American citizens, ITIN holders, DACA recipient, refugees, asylees, green card holders, among others, must have a pre-approval for a mortgage loan. Well, the reason why they can get a pre-approval for a mortgage loan is because Biden, the Biden administration, put in that banks cannot discriminate against people who are illegal immigrants in this country. Biden did that. It wasn't the banks. Biden pressed that. So you may say, well, this is discrimination. Well, this is a legal form of discrimination because remember, it can't be based on race, but it's based on citizenship status. And citizenship status is really not one of the things they can really go after, right? Now, where's this money coming from? As we scroll down, of course, you look in here. Now, I say Oregon State Representative Ed Deal is among those who said he's appalled at the scheme, which is funded through the state tax-funded Economic Equity Investment Program. Now, he said American citizens in Oregon are struggling to find and buy a home. That's a Republican saying this, okay, not a Democrat. He said, we have a severe housing shortage in the state. I'm appalled that the hard-earned limited tax dollars of Oregons, it said, are being used to prioritize home ownership for certain non-U.S. citizens. Now, the CEO of Hacienda, he hails from the impoverished part of Mexico, so he didn't answer the request, but they're saying about the typical home price is $502,000 this year, but can easily exceed $1 million in Lake Oswego, okay? So let me go down here to the part that, okay, now they're partly funded through the EEIP, which was created through Oregon's Economic Equity Investment Act of 2022. The EIP received $15 million at launch and was allocated another $8 million this year. Now, so that money is distributed through Hacienda and other groups that deliver culturally responsive services according to Oregon Senate Bill 1579. Now, I say the funds are aimed at supporting economic stability, self-sufficiency, wealth building, and economic equity among disadvantaged individuals, families, businesses, and communities. That's why we don't like them terms, disadvantaged individuals, and all that stuff, because they don't mean black people. Now, I say Hacienda was funded through Business Oregon and EEAP to the tune of $692,775 this year. So that's all public funds. Now, the reason why I want to go there first is this. During COVID, this is during COVID. This article is dated back to January 4th, 2021. Oregon has set aside $62 million for black businesses so they wouldn't go under. And look what happened the moment that the state did that. A lawsuit by a Mexican American and two white business owners who sued. So as you can see, there was a COVID relief program that earmarked millions for black residents. It was specifically for black people. And business owners who had been halted due to lawsuits led by one Mexican American and two white business owners who alleged racial discrimination. So it's racial discrimination when you just put aside $62 million for business owners. You want to sue to stop that, but where's the lawsuit to stop the other thing? Okay, so Oregon set aside $62 million of its $1.4 billion federal pandemic relief money to help its black business owners, community organizers, and residents going through hardship. Data suggested through the pandemic, et cetera, et cetera. Now, they spent basically all the money minus $8.8 million, right? $8.8 million was held up because of litigation. All right, so we just want to point that out, the same state. Now, if we go here, when black people even use their own personal money, not state money, things like this, like the Fearless Fund, you have a federal court stopping this from happening. So when black people try to do something, even on a private level, because the stuff with Oregon is state. That is state. That's taxpayer funds. The Fearless Fund was not funded by the state or the federal government, and yet this is what happens with the Fearless Fund. Okay? Now, I'm bringing all this up to y'all. We'll go to the next story here in a minute. I'm bringing all this up to say, see, it's okay to discriminate against black people. When black people are trying to pass resources to each other, like not even using state funds, let's go on and get at them. If they try to use state funds to help black people during the pandemic, oh, that can't happen. Let's go on and sue black people for this, right? No. They can't get this money. This isn't right. This is discrimination. But where is Edward Bloom? Where is he at? Where is these people that sued about the $62 million in Oregon? And black folks aren't even a large population in Oregon like that. So it's not like you went to Atlanta and did it, or it's not like you went to Houston and did it. You're talking about up here in Oregon. Well, it's not that many of us. They don't even want 5 black people to get any resources. But all these Johnny-come-latelys could come in this country and get resources upon resources upon resources. But if you say something about it, they want to label you and lie and say that you are anti-immigrant or you're xenophobic. So we're supposed to be quiet, don't say nothing, and watch our taxpayer dollars go to people. But yeah, when taxpayers are supposed to go to black people that pay taxes in that state, y'all want to sue and stop it? These same people that have a problem with reparations, right? Oh, we can't pay reparations. I told y'all a long time ago, the payment of reparations has nothing to do with the GDP. It has nothing to do with the deficit. It has nothing to do, it's going to cause inflation. No. The reason why they don't want to pay reparations is because in their mind, you're cemented at the bottom. And that's where you belong, and that's your position. And they don't want to pay reparations because of anti-black racism, because they know that many of you, including myself, would take reparations. Let's say if they say, okay, reparations, boom, $300,000 to black Americans. I'm not tricking off $300,000. I'm not doing that. I'm going to take that seed money and I'm going to plant that seed so that seed can grow to a couple of million. And they know black Americans going to do that. They know good and well not all of us are going to go buy a Mercedes-Benz. We're not going to go trick it off at Magic City somewhere. We know everybody's not going to go to the plastic surgeon and get their BBLs and anything else they want to get. That's only a certain subset of people that go trick it off. But it's a lot of us out here that will take that money and invest it properly. Even if they want to go get education, they say, oh, good. Now I got money. I can go get this doctorate degree where I can make $150,000, $250,000 now. Some people take that money and get education. They say, well, what about giving it to you in education? No, you give us the money, we will get our own education. We'll do that on our own. Or what $300,000 could be injected into a brother or sister's business. They say that's extra money. That wasn't nothing I depended on. So I'm going to put it all into this business and we're going to grow. You know what I'm saying? That's what they don't want. They don't want us self-sufficient, but they want to give money to migrants so they can go buy the black woman's food truck. That's what they want to do. So they don't want them at the bottom with us. Oh, no. They want to help them. They not notice the folks not telling them to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. I ain't heard a single conversation from them folks, whether they on, even on the right. I haven't heard that bootstrap conversation with the white people on the right. Y'all Republicans, I ain't heard y'all tell them that. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Stop getting handouts. Have you heard that handout conversation for them folks that's Republicans to the migrants? They complaining on them, but what that bootstrap conversation? I haven't heard it. Black folk get a little welfare, and y'all talking about, oh, yeah, y'all just getting welfare, and y'all the main recipients of welfare. Y'all. You the main recipients of Section 8. That's like, I tell black folks, get every government program you qualify for at whatever level. Get it. Because them people, they've been getting it forever. They've been getting it. Matter of fact, these people, the migrants, are getting the European package right now. What was the European package? The moment them people got here, they were giving land, they was given acres and acres of land, right? They was given opportunity. You know what created the middle class? The government. There was no such thing as a middle class. Home loans and all that stuff they gave them people, VA loans and all that. We couldn't even get that as black people. Their middle class was given the same thing the government was doing with them European immigrants that came here. They doing with the ones now, setting them up. How you can't work yourself in that position. You can't. And you sorry black lawyers. Let me talk about you. People want to complain on Edward Bloom and the lawsuits he's doing. We got a lot of black lawyers, but y'all don't do no lawsuits to say it's discrimination. You rather sit on YouTube talking about other black people. Why they wrong for talking about Kamala? Why are you sitting on YouTube talking about black people being wrong, other black creators being wrong, talking about Kamala? Get your behind off YouTube and get in that courtroom and fight for black people. That's what's wrong with a lot of you. You want to be seen and heard instead of being like Thurgood Marshall in that doggone courtroom, fighting for black people. Like Benjamin Crump is the only one that's seen. And he only show up when you die, for the most part. That get on my nerves. Yeah, boule lawyers. Yeah, all kind of boule lawyers telling us, oh, we got this many lawyers now. What good are you? Where's the Johnny Cochran among you? It don't matter if it's a woman or a man. It don't matter. Where's the Johnny Cochran among you? We got so many lawyers out here, but no Johnny Cochrans? None of y'all? But you claiming fraternity and sorority all day. Now let's get to the next one here. We want to cover. Let's go. Still West Coast. Still the West Coast. Shout out to the West Coast. The next one. California bill that could open new path to home ownership for undocumented immigrants advances. This is the next one. Once again, state funded. Now this is from KTLA. It's a California bill would allow undocumented immigrants to qualify for first-time home buying loans. Continues to progress in the state legislature. The bill, formerly known as AB 1840, would expand the eligibility requirement for the state's first-time home buyer loan program, the California Dream for All Shared Appreciation Program, to allow undocumented immigrants who live in the state to use it. Remember, these are taxpayer funds. Most recently, AB 1840 passed the Senate Appropriations Committee last week and now faces a floor vote in the Senate. The bill has already passed Assembly, and look, it's going to pass because they have a Democrat majority, Democrat mayor. That's a Democrat enclave, California. Now, it said the California Dream for All Shared Appreciation Loan, launched in 2023, helps qualify first-time buyers with down payments. Said the program was initially created to help low and middle income individuals buy homes. Still, Assembly member Joaquin Arambula, who introduced the bill, previously told KTLA that the program doesn't address eligibility based on immigration status, as he's just talking down there. Now, this particular thing here also, I just want to let y'all know, this is more so like a zero down, and part of this they want to add to this particular bill is, well, they don't have to pay payments. Okay, so this is California. Now, California is a state. Let me get off of here. California is a state that a lot of black Americans are leaving. I have met a lot of people here from California that moved down here to Houston. You remember the last sister that I think was her name, Andrea, last Friday? You know, she came from Houston. From California. You know, Sister Demetria, of course. You know, she came from California. We have a lot of California people here in Houston and Dallas, a lot. And they have started their life over. And some of them, especially they had homes, they sold their homes in California. And hey, they came take advantage of the prices over here and started their life off new and started their life off fresh, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of our brothers and sisters have been leaving and going to Las Vegas. Okay, they've been going to Las Vegas as well. So they're having to leave California because how can they really make it in California? And unfortunately, we don't have a village anymore. We won't do what the immigrants are doing. Some people say how the immigrants are affording it. Well, they getting help from the government, and they will stay multiple families to a home. Black people just not going to do that. They're not. So that's why you have a hard time making it unless you got a real good job in California. Now, California is very beautiful. The weather's awesome. I love the weather in California, but the politics for me and just the things they allow over there, and when it comes to listen, LA, shout out to LA, but I go into LA and get right back out when I'm there. I'd rather stay Anaheim or somewhere further out than that. All right. So, let me see. Now let's talk about New York City here for a minute. Let's go all the way to New York City. And we just got questions, that's all. And these are all Democrat places now. The New York City migrant crisis will cost a crack eye-popping $5 billion on shelters, security, and food, and the amount can double by 2025. And these are taxpayer-funded money, okay? 2025, it could be $10 billion, but they have no money for you. Like that man said, no money for you in Chicago, no money for you for reparations at all, ladies and gentlemen. Now, to say the financial hits the migrant crisis, hits from the migrant crisis keep coming. And NYC is likely to surpass $5 billion in spending on services for migrants, including $2 billion alone on housing. It said the scores on new arrivals flooding into the Big Apple. It say the figures. It say listed on the city's online asylum seeking funding tracker. Okay, well, you know what? Let's go. Let me check that out real quick. Let's see what that is. Just real quick. Okay, now this is from the NYC itself. Okay, and we just got glancing at this down here. Yeah, they say that they have spent. They say they have projected this in 2024 $3.79 billion, and they're saying 4.75. It say $36,939 a household, $352 a night average cost for 365 days. Now, any of you New Yorkers in here, maybe you paying attention to this. They don't have money for you, but this is all your New Yorkers. This is where your tax dollars is going. This is where all you business owners in New York who's paying those taxes. This is where your tax is going. Those of you who have paying property tax, school tax, all the different taxes, this is where your money is going. And they didn't ask you. They didn't tell you anything. Now they're telling you about the state, the city, what's coming from the city, the state, the federal government. They're telling you the actual asylum seeking care cost. And they tell you about the different agencies. I mean, look at that, from $469 million to $1.53 billion. Now, how are you anti-immigrant when you're looking at this money here, and this is taxpayer money that you're looking at, but when you say this is enough, this is wrong. I'm a citizen, I'm a resident of New York City, and I'm not getting services. Services actually being cut in New York City. But you're wrong for saying this is enough. And this is the question. This is Democrat policy, ladies and gentlemen. This is Democrats. So when you hear me talk about it, oh, you just like Republicans. No. If Republicans were doing this mess right here, what we looking at on the screen, then I would be talking about that mess. That's not right. Look at all this. All the money is being spent by these different agencies, right? Remember, this is asylum seeking care cost. So every agency is spending money. Now, by work types, they're telling you about house, rent, initial outfitting. Look at all the money. But how many New Yorkers right now is on the street, but they're not paying your rent? Service and supplies, IT, administrative costs, food. How many New Yorkers is getting some of that money right there? $259 million. Medical. Some people don't even have any kind of insurance at all, okay? But this is where your taxpayer is going. But once again, don't get mad at me. Don't say you just a Trump supporter. That is the most lazy and asinine thing to say when someone is showing you. And this is coming from nyc.gov. I'm not making this stuff up. Funding commitments from 23 to fiscal year 2025. This will all, and remember, this is the asylum seeker funding tracker. You can go look this up, not making it up, not fake news or anything, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, let me get back on the screen here for a minute. Don't let these Democrats tell you that you're anti-immigrant when you see all that money on the screen. Remember, that's your tax dollars. That's supposed to go to you and your fellow residents of your city and help improve your city. They're not paying taxes. They're not paying taxes into the system. You know, in New York, you got a bunch of military-age males running around your city right now. They got so much time on their hands. Yeah, you got to get up in New York to go to work. You got to go deal, all that money that you're spending, you could have took care of the rat problem. You got rats as big as cats over there. You could have took care of that problem, all that money you're spending. You could improve the subway system. New Yorkers having their rents go up so much that people are being priced out. And I've seen a lot of videos from black people and also different Puerto Ricans and Dominicans, all different other Hispanic groups. A lot of them are leaving NYC because they can no longer afford to stay there. Even in places like the Bronx and Queens and places like that, right? The rents are jacking up. So the American citizens are paying double rent and being required to make 3 to 4 times the doggone rent. But you got other people. Let's go back. Let's go back there. Hold on. Let's go back down where we was at. Where is it? They can go spend $1.51 billion. Billion with a B, ladies and gentlemen. $1.51 billion with a B on rent for them, but you are facing eviction. Think about that. When people say you get what you vote for, that's true. That's why we told you, get registered to vote. Not all the time you got to sit it out. Some people say, I'm going to sit it out. Sometimes you shouldn't be sitting it out, bro. Sometimes you got to get in the game. You got to get in and say, nah, I got to do something. I got to do something because this stuff here ain't right, man. Because if you're going to sit, especially locally like that, that's local. Eric Adams, that whole city council should be gone. All of y'all should be registered to vote in New York right now. Right now. And don't do what Chicago done. Chicago complained on Lori Lightfoot. They complained on Rahm Emanuel before her. And then what they do, they go replace them with another Democrat thinking they're going to be different. They all part of the same party. They're not different. They may be a different name, a different background, but they all going to toe the party line. You got to shake things up, black folk. Because I'm telling you, you listen to these Democrat shills, tell them Democrat shills, where's my $1.5 billion at? Because it's sure not coming to me. I'm not getting no rent relief. Where is it at? All them Democrats shills, y'all just being anti-immigrant. Y'all just up here just being mean and xenophobic. Them fools is talking to you like that. It's not in your city. They're not watching the things that's happening in your city right now. This is your tax dollars. You have a right to say, hey, man, no. If you want them here, then they need to get their behind. They need to pull themselves up by their bootstraps and get to work like everybody else around here got to get to work. They getting a VIP treatment. And then Eric Adams was saying they starting to run out of money. And Eric Adams was saying, hey, I don't know what some of them going to do because we're going to start cutting them off because the money running out. Then y'all going to have a problem because when you bring a bunch of entitled people to listen, it's a reason why God said, if you don't work, you don't eat. It's a reason why God said that because he knows human nature. You would create a monster by letting somebody grown lay up and you giving them food, you giving them shelter, you giving them everything handed to them. And then now you cut them off and then they're going to act like a petulant child or they're going to get involved in crime because they want everything easy because they were just laying up for months. Yeah, Gregory say he evicting them now. Yeah, I know he is, because I saw that he said we run out of money. So, yeah, but see, they not going to be Eric Adams' problem, because Eric Adams not going to have him in his house. He got police protection, everything else. He's the mayor. All your city council people, they good. But they're going to be a problem for y'all, my brothers and sisters in New York. All of y'all. That's going to be the problem. It is not being anti-immigrant to say, hey, my tax dollars belong to me, man. That's like telling people, you got a house, right? Let's say you're a house. You got a front door. You got a back door at your house. You got a gate. Is it wrong for you to lock your front door, lock your back door, or lock your gate? Like at night, is it wrong to lock any of these things? Yes or no? Just tell me, is it wrong? Is it you hate people? Is it that you're being racist? You're being anti-whoever? Or you're being xenophobic for locking your door? If that's the case, that's everybody. I lock my door so I don't have somebody just come run up in my house and try to rob me. And at least if you go run up in my house and try to rob me, and I can, use my rights to put a stop to it, at least in Texas, then you can go tell Jesus why you ran in my house. But you don't make it easy for a criminal either. You lock your doors. You lock your back door. You lock your gates. You lock your stuff. You're not racist, xenophobic, or anti-anybody for locking things at your home. That's what they do to gaslight you. And these shields don't care about you. They don't care about your tax dollars. They don't care how much you're suffering with rent. They don't care that while you're putting things back on the shelf, you're putting things back on the shelf because you don't have money, and you look over and migrants are walking in there with they platinum card. You suffering, but they got their platinum card off of your tax dollars that your Democrat officials gave them, because they didn't steal it. They were given this by your Democrat officials. But, I know what it is. I just like Trump. That's what it is. I'm a Trump supporter. Trump ain't got nothing. Even if Trump was elected president, he ain't got nothing. He cannot stop what they're doing in the city. The president has no bearing on any of that. All thing he can do is say, well, if you keep giving them funds, I'm going to cut off the federal funds. He can do that much. But your governor, just want you to know how it works. Your governor is the most powerful person in your state. She's not going to cut him off unless she's forced to in a way. That's the problem. That's the problem. Same thing in Chicago. All that money going to them. But I'm going to go vote for Kamala because she's so much better. How is she better? That's the policies of their administration. Then, because they haven't been checking people at the border and they just letting anybody in because you're trying to circumvent black people, that's what you're doing. We all know that's what you're doing. Every time black people try to get a win, they start mass immigrating. That's what they do. On top of that, even if Biden and Harris is voted, let's say if she loses the election, whatever, the American public is going to be feeling this problem for a very long time. Let me get on here and show you why. Give me a second. Let me put this up. This has become a problem now that wasn't there before. Brutal Venezuelan gang. Violence spills into quiet suburb from the sanctuary city next door despite efforts to keep migrants out. Yes, now you have violent Venezuelan gangs, gang members has been let in here, and they're forming gangs. They're robbing gun stores. They're doing all kinds of things that wasn't happening in these areas until these people showed up. But who's the fault? The Biden-Harris administration, because they just flooded the zone. They didn't check nobody. They just let them in. Now it makes sense when they were saying that Venezuela was opening their prisons and just letting people out and say, hey, we'll let you out of prison, but you got to go to America. It makes sense now. So they said Denver's decision to welcome migrants with open arms are bringing bloodshed to the suburbs next door, saying a notorious Venezuelan prison gang has set up shop in Aurora, Colorado, even though the town wanted no part of the influx of asylum seekers in the first place. They say Aurora is a quiet bedroom community of a population of 390,000 directly east of the Mile High City. It has become the base of operations of a brutal Tren de Agua. It's a gang. It's which has seized multiple apartment complexes and set off a wave of violent crime. Remember, this was not there. This is the work of the Biden-Harris administration. Denver leads the nation in new migrant arrivals per capita, with more than 40,000 arriving from the southern border since December 2022. They say the city has bent over backwards to provide aid, even slashing emergency services. Emergency services for the residents, right? They slashing that to help foot the cost. So far, estimated 68 million and counting. That's all taxpayer funds. And why is American citizens okay with this? But vote blue no matter who, right? As Aurora has made it clear it doesn't share Denver's desire to be the country's leading sanctuary city. So look at this gentleman here. They'll say in February, the Aurora City Council passed a resolution 73 emphatically stating they would not provide resources and support to migrants and others brought into the community from neighboring cities. It says it's been pretty tense here. It said we're feeling it. City Council member Danielle Jurinsky is a sponsor of the resolution. Said we will not be aiding the migrant crisis. Now, this is one of the shot callers of the Tren de Agua gang here, Mr. Pacheco Chirino. It say, but Denver here has, they committed the problems. They one local gang, as you can see here, set up shop. According to law enforcement officers, his name is, as you can see, Pacheco Chirino. Ain't going through. It goes by the Galeta, Spanish for cookie. Within months of arriving in the U.S., cops say he and his fellow gang members brutally beat a man in an Aurora apartment complex that the gang took over and occupied. They say in July, cops arrested him again, this time for a shooting at the same complex that left 2 men wounded. They say members of Tren de Agua are accused of sewer crimes across the U.S., including the murder of Georgia nursing student Laken Riley earlier this year, the shooting of 2 NYPD cops during an arrest in June. Leaders of the gang recently gave the green light for members to shoot American cops who try to interfere in their criminal activity. Now, see, even Pookie and Ray Ray don't be doing all that. They don't do that. See, y'all sat up here and brought the criminals of the third world to America. Let me get on screen and talk about that. See, Biden is going to be in Delaware. He's going to be fine. He's not going to be dealing with this. He's going to be chilling, eating his ice cream, looking at the beautiful water at his house. He's going to be chilling. Y'all, not so much. Not so much. But vote blue no matter who, guys. Vote blue. Now, I know. I guess I'm a Trump supporter. I mean, common sense. Are you labeling common sense and news reporting with supporting Trump, or are you saying Trump has more sense? I'm trying to figure that out. Everything we're showing, any of you can go look at it up yourself. I'm not showing you something that you can't go look up. Then I'm seeing also on TikTok, some of these sisters out here, some of them, they are, I think some little sound they got on TikTok where they said that, some black men say they don't want to vote for her because she locked up black people, and they're like, I don't care. That sort of thing, right? So I'm seeing videos like that, but some of them are rebellious. That's why some of them in the condition that they're in, they're rebellious. They can care less about things like that until that gang show up at their front door. Then, oh, what? And then them same people, y'all, I've seen it. Listen, I've been doing this too long. They'll be calling me a Trump supporter and every other name in the book. Then when they get into the thick of this, let's say Vice President Kamala Harris elected president. Let's say it happened. And they in the thick of it, them same people that was calling me names a year or 2 years in, they'll be emailing me. It's happened before. You know what? I thought you was wrong for what you was saying back then, but I really see what you were saying those years ago. Oh my God. I apologize for what I said to you that time and this and that and the third. And you know what I used to tell them? It is, hey, I'm not tripping on it. I'm not tripping on nothing. I know what I'm telling you. I'm not just making this stuff up. And now you see. Now you see. It's my rights. It's about my body and all that. Okay. All right. If that's all you voting for, okay. It's your right. You can vote for what you ever want to vote for. I can't stop. I'm not telling you not to vote. It's not my job. I'm just saying that, if you care more about your body, like you say, don't let a man in you raw. Because it's not just babies you need to worry about. Do you know there's a big explosion of HIV that's happened? Such a coincidence that this explosion of HIV has happened. I'm going to be careful how I say it here, but y'all put two and two together. Explosion of HIV all over the place. Something we ain't seen before. Just big explosion of numbers. And the reason why it can happen, also to some of y'all don't take that seriously. Y'all laying down with any old person or whatever. But there's certain diseases you can catch that abortion won't fix. I hope y'all know that. HIV is real. AIDS is still out there. The Planned Parenthood can't get rid of your genital herpes. Hope you know that. It's more to life than just your laziness or making sure that it's 30 forms of birth control if you want to use it. Planned Parenthood actually give it to you. But you choosing not to because you want to go raw and you wonder why some people catching the HIV. It's more to life than having you getting ate up with lust and having your loins all on fire. It's more life than that. You say you heard 50-year-old women say, my body, my choice? Really? Let me tell you something. One thing I can't stand is an old fool. I can't stand that. Young people, I got grace for them. But somebody 50 years old talking like that? And what you mean your body, your choice? Are you still having children? I'm trying to figure that part out. I've heard some people have children in their 50s or whatever, but yeah, your body, your choice? Okay, I guess. It's just, but I seen a thing from the Pew Research, and they split up what the most important thing was between men and women in this election. And according to their research, overwhelmingly the men, the economy, which makes sense. The economy. Women, abortion. Not the economy, abortion. Once again, you cannot buy food. You can't pay the light bill. You can't pay the internet bill. You can't pay your car note, insurance, rent, mortgage. You can't take vacation. Do none of that without money. You can't cash in what you did at Planned Parenthood. If that's your motivation to vote for Vice President Kamala Harris, I mean, like I said, you're right. You have a voting right. Do what you want to do. But that's silly to me. That's silly. That it is what it is. That's silly to me. But don't let these Democrats try to lie. Because see, one thing I've accepted about them, because they doing it to me too. They lie. They will lie. They will defame. They will slander. Like even the Project 2025 thing, they keep lying. And even their own left-wing media has called them out on that. That the Project 2025 has nothing to do with Trump. That's the Heritage Foundation. Of course, the Heritage Foundation want everything in Project 2025. Of course they do. Yeah, that's what a think tank is. But as I said before, okay, what's the Democrat version of Project 2025 then? The things that they want to see done. Where's your version? Why are you complaining on them? The Heritage Foundation has been in operation since the early 70s. Every year they come out with something like that, a playbook of what they want to see. Of course, another one, the Federalist Society, that's another one. They want their people up there. They want judges. They want all kinds of things. Where's their version of that? Why are you complaining on them? Fear mongering. Oh, okay, hold on. I'm glad y'all brought that up. Thank y'all for bringing that up. Hold on. Okay, let's go try again, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this is after the DNC. You would think, because y'all say that's verified. Are we back on? We're on KamalaHarris.com. We're on Policy Watch. Donate some money. Donate for your chance to meet Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Tim Walz. Oh, okay, so your flight, your hotel stay, an opportunity to get a photo on us. Donate any amount for your chance to win. Oh, man. Maybe I should donate so I can meet somebody, right? You know, of course, I'm being sarcastic. All right. So this is the website and no policies. None. No policies. None. Okay. Let me go to Donald Trump. DonaldJTrump.com. Let me go back over there. Trump want to get some money too. All right. Now, of course, this is Trump's site. And once again, platform. And once again, policies. We're gonna look at this again. Policies. Seal the border. As you can see here, this is his policies. His 20-point plan about his policies. We go back to her website. No platform. None at all. None at all. Go back to, where's it at? Go back to Trump. Policies. Okay? So, still no policies. So I guess she's going to, wing it, right? And now, this is why they're telling y'all Plies and the rest of them, which I need to go ahead on and probably make a video about Plies. Why y'all don't ask her nothing? Why y'all always asking her something? Question like, what you mean don't ask her nothing? Who is she supposed to be that we as American citizens, if you want my vote, yeah, I'm going to ask you why. Why? Why should I vote for you? Tell me why. You want me to get in my car and go vote for you. So tell me why. Why should I vote for you? It's not that hard to figure that out. Don't you dare let somebody shame you or not to ask questions. You ask questions in your personal life. You ask questions on your job. You ask questions to these politicians. You ask questions till you get all the answers you need. If somebody say, just do it. Don't ask me. Like, no. I'm going to ask. And if I can't ask you, then don't worry about it. I'm just not going to vote for you. That's it. Because I can't get the answers I need from you. And who are you to tell me as a grown doggone man, or unless you're a woman, that I can't ask you a question? That's silly to me. And anyway, who listen to Plies? Who listen to him? Like, what's wrong, brother? You can't get in the studio no more? Go make some records. Go do a concert or something. You up here shilling for the Democrats. You and Luther Campbell. Like, Lord Jesus, like, what's going on? Y'all can't go do nothing no more? But Luther Campbell running around here talking about Glorilla and Lotto and Sexy Red and all of them owe him some money because of the ratchetness they doing. Why them women owe you some money? Sound like you broke. Leave them young women alone. Them women don't owe you nothing. You did enough to bring a bunch of degeneracy to the black community. They picked up where you left off. Well, are you jealous of those women? That they getting money and you, even Sexy Red, getting money and you not? Are you jealous of that, sir? What would I look like being my age jealous of some young woman and what they doing? Stop comparing yourself to a woman, Luther. Grown doggone man looking at young women and compare and talking about they owe you some money. Please. Ain't nobody told you to be a dummy and sell your catalog, what'd they say, for $1 million, which was nothing? That's your fault. You should be getting money off your catalog right now. That's why you're shilling so hard for the Democrats, because they're cutting you a check. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on the stream tonight. We really appreciate it. Make sure you click the subscribe button. Make sure you click the like button. It's very, very important. Make sure you join us back here tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, here on the African Diaspora News Channel. We greatly appreciate you being here. And thank y'all for listening, and we'll see you on the next one.